Right, chapter 1. I call this I Meet Mrs. Knight. Michael and I were born in Oldham, Lancashire. Michael was born in 1946, just after the war, and I was born in 1949. Our parents were both in the armed forces. Mum was in the Air Force and worked at Ringway Airport, and Dad was in the army and had been in the Far East, in Egypt, and just retired, came out of the army. Oldham is near Rochdale and Manchester. In fact, it is in fact the Greater Manchester area. I knew nothing of the real history of Oldham, but it is in fact famous for its cotton mills and industry in the 19th century. We moved to Watford when I was 6 years old, and I attended Garston Infant School while my brother went to Lee Farm Junior School. Now, my mother took me to church on occasions, as she was a nominal Anglican. On one Easter Sunday, I remember at the church meeting when they were talking about the crucifixion, I thought to myself, why doesn't Jesus just get down from that cross and confound them Pharisees? Because I believed he could. I had no reason, no knowledge and no idea as to why Jesus had to die. When I was 13, my parents we moved to Watford. From Watford, we moved from Watford to Wilston, a village near Tring, and my parents owned the village shop. And it wasn't long after that we were there that Michael got into trouble for causing grievous bodily harm. He hit somebody with a knuckle duster for stealing my moped, and I got in trouble with the police or with a farmer because I stole a shotgun. And soon after that, Michael got sent to detention centre. And then when he came out, he got sent away again to Oxford Detention Centre the second time round. When he was 17, he got sentenced to Borstal, a 2-year period. And I don't know what the crime was, but this sent my parents and mother around the bend. She even started to take Librium to help her with anxiety and stress. We moved from Wilston then to Aylesbury, to our first new home, which was a house bought off the plan on the Bedgrove estate. And my mum got me a job, part-time job on a Saturday, with Mr. Ken Knight, or Central Bucks TV. Ken Knight was the proprietor, but his wife, unfortunately, from my point of view, was a Christian, and I found that she was the most boring person you could ever meet, because she used to tell me that all the things I loved to do and wanted to do was sinful and wrong. And I just couldn't understand how anybody like her could enjoy life. I enjoyed music at that time, and we got our own rock band together, and we called ourselves the Foul Mean. I played rhythm guitar, Malcolm Kirkham was the lead singer, and he and I got up to real mischief. We then experimented with drugs, permissive sex and petty crime. We enjoyed music like the Rolling Stones, The Who, the Small Faces, the Kinks, and we were quite a good band, but things broke up due to whatever it was. We carried on. Now, getting back to Mrs. Knight, who was this Christian, she was from the Brethren background, and all I learned really from her was that things which were wrong, like this, going to the cinema, pop music, dancing, gambling, ladies shouldn't wear makeup, ladies should wear a certain style of dress, that if you was a member of a trade union that it was wrong, that going to war was wrong. All of these things were considered to be wrong, and this was from the Brethren point of view. And I listened, sometimes I went with her to some of these meetings and just listened to what they had to say. You see, they felt that if you abstained from all these things, you showed the world, or demonstrated to the world, you were not of the world, but rather holy and set apart to God. And she stated that she would only sing sacred songs. And as far as she was concerned, her voice had been dedicated to God, and she would only sing songs related to Christian things, and occasionally she sang solos in the church. But that was the Brethren background that she came from. I listened to some of these talks and what they said, and just considered these things. I pondered these things in my heart and wondered what she was saying. Now go to chapter 2.
Let me tell you